I am thankful to be joined by my good friend, brother, co-worker, and student pastor here at Capital City, Lewis Probst. Lewis, thanks for taking some time to talk with me.
Thank you, Frank. I appreciate it. I like our conversation today, and I like sharing about it.
Yeah. So, hey, I want to just do a couple things today. First, to start off, just for people to get to know you a little better, tell me a little bit about just who Lewis is. Tell me a little bit about where you were raised, your family, maybe a couple of things that people may not know about you from your younger years.
Cool.
Give us a little picture of who younger Lewis was.
Sounds good. Well, I've kind of grown up around Missouri. When I was younger, I grew up around the Kansas City area. Both my parents are in the military. We're retired now, but we're both officers in the military, and so we moved around a lot when I was younger. And then I moved to this area, Lynn, in the Jeff City area, around second grade.
Okay.
So grew up around here, was raised Catholic, grew up in Lynn, and got connected to the Christian church in Lynn. And that's where I really learned about the gospel and decided to make the decision on my own to be a follower, after my senior year in high school. So
okay.
Stayed around Lynn, volunteered at the church. That's where I met my wonderful wife, of course. And so we got married in 2012 and was volunteering at the church at that time, and then got offered a part-time job, and that kind of led into full-time ministry after that, and been doing it since then. So, but yeah, that's a little bit about me. Just kind of a small town guy. Something about me, maybe when I was younger, I don't know. I used to have really long hair.
Yes. That's true. You used to be in a rock band.
Yes, used to be in a rock band, used to have really long hair. So, my wife gives me a hard time about that. But married, have two wonderful kids, have a 5-year-old and a 2-month-old.
Brand new.
So, yeah.
How's parenting multiples going?
It's good, I guess. I feel like at 2, it kind of splits. Like one parent takes one kid and the other takes the other, and so my wife is obviously taking care of the baby.
Yeah.
So me and my oldest son, we're just kind of fending for ourselves. We're trying to cook and stuff, and trying to get dressed, and nothing matches, and so not all the things get done they're supposed to get done. So,
yeah.
But no, it's good. Being a parent of a little one has been great again. Just even though it's a lot of work and not that much sleep, but man, it's such a joy just to hold that little bitty baby.
It is. So tell everybody that everybody may not know, but in addition to kind of your journey to ministry and student ministry, you also for most of your life have been involved in farming in some sort, right?
Yeah. Yep. So I'm a true small town guy. I drive a school bus. Dad and I, farm. We got cows. We cut hay. And so, there's always something to do. There's always a new adventure, a new challenge. And honestly, I would call myself like a glorified hobby farmer. So I'm like past like just a few cows, but I'm not like, full time. So I'm like somewhere in that gray area where it's like a bigger hobby, But honestly, yeah, it's the reason I do it, I love it. I love working with people, but sometimes it's great just to get out and just be quiet and work with animals and work in that industry. I love it. I love everything about it, and it's super simple, and it gives me just a hobby, something else to look forward to.
Yeah,
I like
that's
it.
awesome. That's awesome. All right, so tell about transition to Capital City. You joined our team a few years ago. Yeah. And took over student ministry here. Tell a little bit about that transition, and then some things that have been some foundational principles for our student ministry here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, Frank, I got a call from you and a
that
few
is
of
true.
the
It was my fault.
Yes, yeah. A few of the leaders here at Capital City, and you guys were interviewing. You guys were searching for a student pastor, and where I was at in my career at my time, I really felt like the church I was at there in Lynn and just where we were at was at a very healthy spot. And if a person would ever leave, I felt like that would be the right time, And then the opportunity, so, why would I leave if things were good? Well, what I saw ahead of me was, honestly, an opportunity to be effective, my talents, my abilities to be used maybe more effectively here in Jefferson City. And so yeah, I joined, I think it was March of 2017. So here in just a few months it'll be my third year. And 3 years is brief. I mean,
Sure.
a lot can happen in 3 years, of course, but it's been a brief time. But yeah, when I came on board here, it's been great for me, honestly, to grow in my career. Some of the tools that you guys here at Capital City, I did not have before. Some of the opportunities and some of the leadership capacities that I have, I didn't have before. And so what that enables me to do is to really just fly and to really just like take risks, go for it, try some things maybe I've never been able to have a chance to do. And with that, of course, some things are good, some things don't work out so good. But it's been great for me to grow personally and really just be able to serve and lead in a way that feels very, very free and really allows me, I think, to be completely utilized.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
so I like that. And yeah, our students, what we're trying to build here is an environment that exists for students to have a lifelong relationship with Christ, to where that would happen or be part of by what we do here. But it also takes it to another level. What we hope to do is that where they lead other students to have lifelong relationship with Christ. And so that's our like end goal. We feel like we interject in a really important time of the youth and children of today, and we feel like we point and push them in that direction to have a lifelong relationship with Christ, where they're concerned about leading others to a lifelong relationship with Christ.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Personally, what excites you most about student ministry?
Yeah, I mean, I think what I like about it the most is that the kids are at the point in their life where they are starting to take those steps of responsibility, or they're taking steps of explorative steps. They take steps of times where they think they know it all too, but it's those steps, and that actually excites me because like one of the greatest things I get to do in student ministry, when we take a trip anywhere on the bus, I will have one or two kids that will come to the front of the bus and they will sit there and ask the questions that they need answered.
Yeah.
They will sit there and I don't have all the answers, but God's word helps us in those areas. And I mean, God's word is enough, whether we know all the details or every specific thing. But it helps kids. That excites me when kids bring the questions, when they actually come with the real, hey, you've been talking about this, but I'm dealing with this, and how does that go together? And that super excites me. Just the real life questions that kids need answered. They need someone to talk to, that whether they explicitly express it or not, but they need a conversation. They need somebody to talk to, and I love that.
Yeah.
I love creating environments for that.
Yeah,
So.
and I love, one of my favorite things about student ministry and about what you guys are doing and your team is doing is that this is the pivotal point in an individual's life where they are asking questions about how do I make faith my own and not just my parents. And sometimes it's great, and especially as a parent, and I'm about to in a few short years I'm going to be a parent of a middle school kid, and I know that I want some other people saying some of the same things that I say to my kid, because I know that they're going to hear it differently, maybe hear it better, and it's just going to reinforce some of the values that we're trying to reinforce as parents. And such a pivotal time in individual's life as they're trying to answer those questions and make their faith their own. And to me, that is just to be a part of that. From a student ministry perspective, I think is just incredible.
Yeah, and you bring up a good point. Like ultimately, it is the parent that is the spiritual leader, the leader of the house and of the child, and we're the para-parent, we're the resource, we're the church. We come alongside, we come with tools, we come with environments, we come with opportunities that maybe can enhance what is happening at home or help or. Sometimes it's the student that brings Christ home into the family, too. So, and I've seen that happen. And so, but yeah, that's what we love. We love just being I can't describe it, especially the opportunities here at Capital City. The amount of time and resources and funds and just everything that goes into just student ministry here at the church to have that resource as a parent available at all times is just, it's beyond what we could do on our own. And that's why the church exists, so so that also excites me and just reminds me of our role as well, so.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, so tell us a little bit about this semester, student ministry. Obviously, we're in a weird time during, globally, and ministry's done a little bit differently. There's some things that are happening, but tell me a little bit about what students can expect this semester and how parents and students can connect with student ministry here at Capital City.
Absolutely. So, you're right. This semester is going to be different than any semester I have done in my life. We made some decisions early on in this process, to shift some things, do some things differently, and I'm really glad we did. I look back on it, and I want to thank all the parents out there for just being patient with us, and then sending your kids when you can, and with whatever rules we had. Ultimately, I think the decisions we made were good. And I'm happy with that. I can confidently say that our kids were at zero risk of any of that stuff. And so that's, to me, for being a resource for parents, I think that's a good resource to have is that we, hopefully took care of the environments that we created. But, so this semester is going to look a little different. It's going to be scaled down a little bit. We're gonna, and when I mean that, I don't necessarily mean we're going to offer less. We're not offering less. What we're doing is we're focusing on the foundation. We're focusing on the parts of middle school and high school ministry that are foundational. So we're going to focus on conversation. We're going to focus on relationships. That's something that we shifted. Instead of just a mass communication or something, we're just texting kids. And just simple, hey, how was your week? Hey, love to see you there. What's going on in your life? And so that's what we're focusing on, and that's how we're shaping our environments here at the church. So yes, we do have a program that meets on Wednesdays here at Capital City, 6:30 to 8. We offer 4 different environments for our kids when they're here. And so the first one is we do live music and just kind of an unstructured, maybe even just kind of like a hangout time. Then the second one is where I teach our lesson, and then a large group lesson, and then we break and go downstairs and do a small group conversation. And then we also have a large group activity, sometimes structured, sometimes unstructured. And so for 6:30 to 8, that's every 20 minutes with a 10-minute gap in between.
And that's for both middle school and high school?
That is for middle school and high
Wednesday.
school. You can come to the church. You don't have to sign up in advance. You come to the church, and then we have we have created our semester of curriculum, and this new curriculum I'm very excited about this, is that they have their own app, and their app, actually, I load the curriculum into the app, and the app sends daily verses or thoughts or conversation based upon our lesson. And so I'm very excited about that tool for our kids. I would love to be able to create that tool myself, but I don't have the funds and the ability to do that.
That's why we rely on other ministries and partnerships.
Yeah, and our parents can have access to that too, which is what I'm excited about, because they can have that conversation at home. Everybody will get those daily things. Get those daily conversations or Bible verses or devotionals. And I'm really excited about that. And then, so that's kind of our opportunities midweek for students. We're going to try to throw in as much as we can, weekend trips and conferences. That's our goal. We had coming out of this season, we missed our opportunities of camps and conferences, which is our biggest. I mean, that's one of our best tools in our toolbox.
Right.
There's an article I read one time that, and I've said this before, but you need 50 hours with somebody for them to be considered your friend or to consider a conversation with you. And so we don't have enough weeks in the year just to do that by Wednesday night. And so that's why conferences and camps are so important to us. And so we do have one scheduled on February 20th at Central Christian College's Snow Days. They're just doing a day event this year, so I'm excited about that. But then the summer's looking good. Camps and conferences are looking good. And then the fall, we're hoping to do maybe little mini retreats and stuff just to spend that time with our kids. But yeah, for parents specifically, we are going to do something a little different this semester for you. We are going to do, we're going to create a parent's guide or a parent checklist, and I don't know, maybe that'll help some people out, but it's just, here's some things you can do as a parent. It's kind of a helpful tool just to help them at home. We're going to give them some resources based on the curriculum. So if they want to take it another step, have a little deeper conversation, they can converse with their kids. And in fact, we really want them to maybe do a home small group where eventually they're inviting their friends over, cook a big meal, whatever, play some games, activities, but have a Christ conversation, with your kids and their friends. And so that's something we really want to start pushing and getting that idea off. Specifically, January 10th, this Sunday, after our second service, we're doing an informational lunch.
Okay.
It starts at 11. It's after the second service. It's for parents and students. And what we're going to do is just over a slice of pizza and some soda, just have a conversation about student ministry, these things we're talking about, and then be a little more specific on some of the details that we're looking forward. One of the things I hope to happen this semester, I'm not sure if it will, but one of the things I hope to happen is to spend more time myself with parents, and just kind of, again, being that resource, being that para-parent. And then also one of my dreams, we're trying to work in this way, is to get our parents meeting together, in some space, whether it's online or in person or whatever. And same with me, if me and parents could be online or in person. So we're going to try to develop that a little more, just because I think that parent-to-parent connection is important right now. I think sometimes parents feel like they're in an island and they're by themselves or the only ones going through it. And so so we hope that those exist. But yeah, I'm thrilled about the opportunities we have. We're moving forward. We're back on campus. We're meeting in person. We got great things going and got good environments set up. And that's what we do. We're environment creators, and then we get people to come side, leaders that are inside those environments that connect. And so we create environments, and then we connect inside those environments. And so we're doing it.
That's awesome. It's awesome. Exciting semester ahead. If you are a parent of middle school or high school students, again, we want to invite you this Sunday at 11 a.m. in our gym for an informational meeting. And you can always contact Lewis at our office. His email is lewis@capitalcitychristian.net if you have any questions about student ministry and what's going on. But we hope that you get your students plugged in this semester in a great way. It's going to be life-changing for them to be a part of a youth group that is pursuing relationship with God and relationship with each other. So, Lewis, thanks for sharing a little bit with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for listening today, and we'll see you next time on Roundtable